Hello, a great welcome to Idea Statica tutorial. Myself Jarajan P. This is tutorial number 15 and I will show you the modeling and analysis of a beam-to-beam moment connection. The connection demonstrated in the tutorial is shown here. In this case, the boards are subjected to combined shear and tension due to the applied loads. So now let us start Idea Statica tutorial number 15. So let us start from a blank project. So we'll write on the name, that is my beam to beam moment connection, and the description we'll write down with an elevation difference, and we'll keep the steel grid as 275, the bolt assembly at M20 8.8, and the design will be done as per the EC3 code. So let us create the project. So we shall start filling the two member details. So first we'll start incorporating the main beam details. So that is our HEA 450. So we can choose it as HEA, and in HEA we can choose it as HEA 450. So this is my HEA 450. So okay, and the material will be S275. And now let us start just changing the geometry to continuous, and we'll keep all the parameters the same, so all the angles will be the same. And now let us add the other beam member, that is with an elevation difference of 150 mm. So we'll add it. So add member, and the member M2 we'll keep it as IP 400. So we'll add the member here, and that will be IP 400. So we can choose it from here directly. So IPE 400. So this is my IP 400. Okay. So now let us start adjusting the positions using the eccentricities, and here we'll keep our beta plus minus 90. So beta will be my minus 90, and let us start adjusting the positions using the eccentricities. Ex will keep it as 150 mm. Ex is equal to 150 mm, and let us keep my Ez as also as 150 mm. So Ez as 150 mm. And at the same time we have to change this continuous to the ended one so that we get only one side. And regarding the model, we'll assign the forces in this case at the bolt location. And now having populated the beam members, let us start adding the manufacturing operation shifted end plate in order to generate the moment connection. So we'll go straight to the operation, and here we have got the shifted end plate, and we'll keep it as a 8.8 and all the boards of M20 category. So okay, so you can see that a number of parameters regarding the shifted end plate, beam end plate, stiffener, bolts, welds, etc. to be specified in order to describe the position of and the properties of this shifted end plate. So let us start filling the details. So here it will be my SEP1. So the member here will be M2, M1 is okay, and S275, and we'll keep this thickness as a 16 mm, and this will be my bolted, and this okay, and to here I will keep it as a to profile only, to profile. And then we have we'll not keep the height automatic, and so that we can fix all the locations. And let us keep the top is equal to the left is equal to 0, and the bottom will keep it as a 165 mm. So this is my 165 mm, 165 mm, and let me keep the right as a 0. So right as a 0, so we'll keep that's okay for us. So we have given the dimensions of the shifter end plate, as you can see over here. And now let us start providing the dimensions of the beam end plate directly. So here the beam end plate, the thickness just like the other end plate, we'll also keep it as the same as a 16 mm. 16 mm, and here we'll keep it as a profile symmetrical, that's okay. And the top and the left will keep it as a 0, that's okay for us. And now let us start filling the details of the stiffener. So you can see that the stiffener will provide it as the full, and it will be S275, and the thickness in this case we can reduce it because it's only a stiffener only, so we'll keep it as a 10 mm, and we'll have the chamfered corners, and the chamfer cut size will keep it as a 0. And now let us start fixing the details of the boards. So the boards will have it M28.8, and the top layers will keep it as a minus 75 here, so that will be my minus 75. And regarding the left layers, so let us keep it as a left layer as so the top layer will have one more row, so accordingly we'll keep it as a minus of 125 or so. And then coming to the left layers, we can keep it as a minus of 40. We'll increase this dimension minus 40. Remember, these are all pre-calculated dimensions which has to be fixed before feeding the data into the program. Okay, and now coming to the bottom layers, we'll keep it as a minus 75. So we'll have it as a minus 75, and coming to the right, we can keep it as a minus 40. So this will keep it as a minus 40. Okay, and the other parameters remain the same. So you can see that the boards are being properly populated. Now it's important we mention all the weld details. For the flanges, we'll keep it as S275, S275 6 mm, 6 mm for the flanges, and we'll keep it on this side. Okay, and coming to the web, what we can do is we can provide for the web, obviously it will be of both sides fillet weld, so that's okay, and this will increase it to 6 mm, and that will be S275. And now regarding the plate, it's an important element, so and the fixing has to be done something on a larger size fillet weld, and this has to 75, and we'll keep it as an 8 mm size, so that will be 8 mm size, and we'll keep it on the other side. Okay, now coming to the stiffener, obviously we require it on to be fillet welded on both sides, so fillet welds on both sides, and we'll keep it only 4 mm. So we have provided all the data required for the description of the shifter end plate. So we can just have a look on the model, how does it look like now. So you can see that this is how you can see that the stiffener is already provided, okay, in order to add rigidity to the connection, and also to ensure that the stresses are not concentrated near the flanges. And we can see that the shifter end plate basically consists of a set of two plates. One plate that is connecting the outer side of the flanges and extending till the top elevation, the TOS, the top structure of the beam. And as already explained, the level difference between the two beams will be kept at 150 mm. And we have to now add one more stiffener on the top, okay, in order to add proper rigidity to the connection and also to protect our beam flanges. So this is done through the manufacturing operation. That is, we can have it as a stiffening plate. So in the stiffening plate, we can start providing the proper details. So this is my, let me just rename it as SP2. So this is my SP2. I will just rename as SP2 so that I can use these parameters all throughout. So SP2, okay. And then what we can do is we can start filling all the details. It will be my S275, 10 thick is good enough for me, rectangular, and B1 will keep it as 135 mm. This will be 135. And then coming to the B2, we'll keep it as B2 as a 0 here, B2 as a 0. And then we have the H1 and H2 parameters. That is H1 will keep it as say 200. This will be my 200, and H2 will keep it as 0. Here we'll keep it as a 0. And then coming about its location, let us start providing the coordinates. That is Y will be keeping it as a minus 150. So that will be at minus 150, and then we have got a Z that is properly located as per because it has to come on the beam top. So this is a Z will be 213 here, 213, and regarding the rotation, we'll keep RY is 90 degree, so that will ensure that the stiffener plate is properly placed on the flange. So you can see that it is already properly placed on the flange. Now we need to provide some two cut commands, okay, plate cut commands in order to generate the welds connecting the stiffener plate with the beam flange as well as also with the end plate. Okay, so let us start providing one more manufacturing operation, that is the plate cut command. So this is a cut-off plate command, and here we want to specify the welds properly. Let me just zoom it over here. Okay, and let us just rotate it a little bit. We can say that okay, so we want to specify the welds. So this is my p cut 1. So in p cut 1, okay, it is to specify the weld. So we'll convert this, say it is we want the welds to be generated, and then let us have modified items. We want the modified items to be sp2, that is correct, and let us keep it as the shifted end plate 1a. So this will keep it as a shifted end plate, so we'll select it as shifted end plate 1a, and then we have all wells. We'll keep it as a both sides fillet weld of 4 mm, so that is good enough. So you can see that here, so the weld is automatically generated between the stiffening plate and the end plate, the shifted end plate provided on the beam flanges. So now let us in a similar way generate the welds connection between the stiffening plate and the top flange of the beam. So we'll just copy this, that is good enough for us. So p got 2, and here what we do is that we'll keep it as sp2 only, and it has to be cut by m1 bottom flange. So we'll keep it as a m1. So it has to be a member first of all. So it has to be a m1 bottom flange. So m1 bottom flange. So then what we do is that we select all these things. So this modified item, so this is the sp2 and m1 bottom flange. So that is good enough for us. So now it is important that we start generating the load combinations required for the design of this beam mount connection. So before going for the load application, let us start editing the sp2 member. There is a plate member, so we'll just edit it, and we want that it is to be having a bevel to say the material. So we'll keep it as 75 here. This is my 75, and we'll keep it as this as a 125, 125, 125, and then we'll have the corner as a 3. So 3. So let us just apply it. Okay, so we can say that a notch is already cut now. So let us go for applying the loads. So we'll add the loads here, and it will be say MQ and only will be applying the loads, and the corresponding loads will be BZ is equal to minus 150. So let us just apply it. So minus 150, minus 150, and let us give the moment My as 60. So now we are ready to run the model and investigate the forces in the various components such as the bolts, plates, welds, etc. So the model is run successfully for 100% of the loads. As you can see, the plates are having a strain level of 1%. Okay, that is less than 5%. So bolts, the utility ratio is 60%, that is acceptable, and the welds it has gone up to 99. So let us quickly go through the summary of the analysis results. So it is 100%, and let us see regarding the plates. So regarding the strain levels, we find that here we have got yes. So let us just have the plastic strains here, and let us just mesh it. So it is very clear that the strain levels of 1% that is getting generated near the bottom as well as the top beam flanges of a B1. As you can see this area, so this is 1%. This is a strain distribution that is near the connection around the beam flanges on both sides of the web. We have got the strain accumulation. So here also the same thing. So the beam flanges are rather critical, and we don't have any other problem on the end plate or on the stiffener. Now coming to the bolts, now we find that let us quickly see as we can see from the results, the bolts are subjected to almost a uniform shear load, but coming to the tension as expected, we find that the maximum tension of the bolts that is occurring in the upper rows, so you can see that is in the upper row, and it gradually reduces towards the top. In the second row we have got comparatively less, and we have got our center of rotation approximately at the bottom row, where we find that the tension in the bolts are minimal, that's 8.7 kilonewton. And now coming to the wells, so we find that regarding the welds we have got 98.9. So let us quickly see which is that weld. So this here, yes, it is 98.9. So we find that that critical weld is connecting, okay, the stiffening plate, that is a SP with the directly with the end plate. So if we want to improve this ratio, what we can do is that we can increase the weld size. So now finally, before closing, let us have a quick look on the stress distribution. So as expected, we find that the largest stresses are there near the main beam flanges, and also regarding the end plate, we find that there is a stress concentration near the upper zone of the end plate. So that's all about the summary of the results. So please subscribe to the channel so that you will be notified as and when the new tutorials are uploaded. So the next tutorial will be all about the analysis and modeling of the various types of the base plates. So thanks a lot and have a nice day.